Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, welcome back to the Australian Division 2 Championships here in the wonderful city of Wollongong. My name is Daniel Clinton, and today I am joined by Hilary Humes on the microphone. Hilary, hello, how are you?
Hi, Dan. Sorry, you just had me on mute. Clearly don't want to hear my voice.
I do.
Well done on remembering my name, Dan.
Hey, it's the small things, isn't it, really? Bullseye with the frisbee. They are from the Perth, and they're going to air it out. It's 2v2, and the early bid doesn't come down with it. I think that might be a turnover, unless there is a call. Yeah, no call there, so Ballarat going to get a turn here early and an opportunity to go on offense. Hilary, thank you for joining me. It's lovely to have you in the commentary box again. Obviously, your performance at Eastern Regionals was outstanding.
Absolutely outstanding. They had to pay me to come back this time.
Oh, wonderful. How good is that?
No, I love it. I love being around Frisbee tournaments. It's such a great vibe, great spirit, and you get to learn so much from different teams as well. Anything you've learnt so far today, Dan?
That it doesn't matter how hard the wind is blowing, some people can still throw the frisbee.
That is actually a very accurate fact.
Ooh,
Great pick up there.
That's going to be a turnover. Bullseye going to get this one back. They're back on offense. They started on offense. Oh, and there's a deep receiver. He's open, but he cannot catch the frisbee. A bit of a vicious throw.
Had a bit of angle on it. He did have to read it quite carefully, and it just went right through that gap between his hands.
Ballarat Gold Diggers, of course, mentioned as potentially one of the hopefuls. They're planning on being up the pointy end of the tournament, maybe even doing it all and taking away the trophy, at least in the Opens category.
That's right. Last year they finished 8th, and their goal for this season is to just finish a little bit better than last year.
Oh,
whether that's number one.
And there's Tom Boyle. We're going to be hearing a lot from that young man.
That had great shape on the disc. That was beautiful.
There we go. Leany looks. The upper line's covered. He breaks inside out. He's on the end zone line. There we go. That's a break to begin the game. 1-0 to Ballarat. My word. Tom Boyle. That is a name that we are going to be saying over and over and over again today. One of the promising talents. One of the many juniors on this Greta Hunt coached Ballarat team. Well, that's a hell of a start to the game. Get a break and go for it. We're going to go to a quick break here. We'll be right back after this quick ad break.
House party win!
Well, there's the pull. Ballarat take a break straight out of the gate. And now Bullseye with another offensive point. A little bit of a nervous point for both teams. Both teams had turnovers. Obviously, Bullseye with the one extra turnover. It's resulted in their O-line getting broken. Nice movement now. Single coverage along the field. Forehand force. High stall. They find the reset, though.
I do like this horizontal look, though. I think it works well when you're not playing a zone and you're in offense. You never know what's going to happen, but the wind is picking up. You need a lot of people that you can throw short distances with.
Far side of the field, Bullseye. They're just inside the red zone. The breeze. Oh, my word.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
Oh, no. Too trigger happy. What happened? What happened, Dan?
It was one bit after another. First the defense, then the offense. It falls to the turf. It ends in a turn. Oh, well, Aaron Stewart's going to bring this one up for Ballarat. And there's nothing out of the stack. Incredibly stagnant offense. Stewart just throws a nothing disc. It actually ends up in the hands of one of his receivers. Works out well for him in the end. There's nothing happening though. And that is one of the fastest stalls I have ever seen.
I looked away and turned back and it was a stall.
Oh, up the line, forehand. He buries!
Oh, he just couldn't quite grab it, but that was epic, wasn't it? That's what you want to see. The second point in.
Both these teams very, very young, very athletic, clearly. That is the third layout we've seen this point.
My favorite thing about Frisbee is that you have the option to throw yourself everywhere. Throw yourself around the field.
Well, there's
always
turnover.
a good time.
That was Wong unable to reel that one in. Bullseye back on offense. Nice little pro backhand. Looks off with the lefty. Pumps it again. High stall. There's the inside space to the break side. Bullseye.
Beautiful.
There's going to be a travel on that throw.
Don't you love that?
I don't know there. I don't know. That's a 50-50 call, I think. I'm not sure it really affected the play. Whether or not... well, the break side continuation was there. That throw to the inside space was excellent. And then opening up the soft side of the Ballarat defense. The disc gets tapped in. Lefty backhand to score.
They got it in.
Yeah, the Frisbee gods, they say that was the score, and well, that's 1-1 now. Bullseye. That was a pretty good offensive point there. Nice use of inside space into break side motion. Hillary, you asked me what I have learnt thus far. Have you learnt anything?
Yes.
Thus far.
Do you know what I've learned?
What's
is
that?
the wind can
It's very
change.
windy?
The previous game, the wind got down to 10 kilometres per hour. Now it's picking up again. You never know what's going to happen, and in these type of conditions, you have to be strong with your throws. There's no space for error anymore.
Now, Steve Baker was out there. I wonder if he was just having a word to one of the Bullseye boys about that stall. It's a bit of an in-joke here at Ulti TV. We do like to review the stall counts and actually count them. Because obviously we've got it on the footage so that we can go back and we can time them out. We'll have to get Mike to have a look at that one tonight, and we may have a winner for the shortest stall ever.
No Mississippis between their seconds.
A Hagen. It's going to be a zone. Oh.
Oh.
Oh!
Great read.
It's incredible. He misread it. I thought it was going out, but he's caught it anyway.
Yeah, it was a bad read to begin with, and then he caught it back again. Great read.
Walker to Boyle. Boyle elects not to go short, back to Walker. Lots of options here on the...
They're getting stuck on the sideline, though. This is not what you want as a handler. You want to move it through. You actually want to be on the other side of the field. That was a beautiful throw through the cup. Nice. Bullet. Great hands. Almost wasn't ready for it, and then just threw it away. What do you think, Dan?
Oh, I'm not thinking much about that, I'm afraid. I think it's just a little bit of inexperience, getting excited with the Frisbee. You've just seen some great play, and we have a huck going the other way. It's blading over. It's too far, it gets away. Ballarat will get this one back. Tom Boyle, though, that throw through the cup. That was something special. He's going to grab the disc and bring it up for Ballarat. The variable conditions. 40 knot winds this morning, down to 10, as you said, and now we're back up to 20 or 30, except in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that's right. It's not going in one way. It's moving around, and you've got to adapt to that. And that'll be the key this weekend is if a team can adapt to the weather conditions, they'll be able to make some really strong points and convert their games.
Well, this zone defense for Bullseye is giving Ballarat fits. That is another turnover, and none of the Ballarat offense thus far has looked convincing at all. It's going to be an injury. Schweinster coming off the field. He had that that wobbly forehand earlier. And
his ego was injured.
well,
No.
hopefully he's okay over there. Disc gets tapped in. It's going to be Curtis Dixon picking it up for Bullseye. He immediately goes down the line. Not quite in. He's on the high side of the field though. He goes inside space.
Got Leighton Cotter there, throwing the disc.
Wow, good stuff. This Bullseye offense is looking sharp. That's the second time we've seen break throws inside space, manipulating the mark and the weak parts of the field and the weak parts of the Ballarat defense. It's pretty some good stuff right now.
Already, third point, very exciting. I love the pace. You know, they're moving quite quickly, and it's working for them.
House party win!
Actually, just wait. Just wait. So a pretty straightforward point there, actually. Ballarat just marched straight down the field, and it's resulted in a score for them. Score for the Blue. And this game is on. Currently in the midst of a minor, or not so minor, major rearrangement of the commentary booth, as we've had to switch fields in between in time slots here. So it's all happening at Alti TV Central. We're going to assume that we're live. We're going to assume that you can hear us, and I think another assumption we can make without being too presumptuous is that this is going to be a great game moving forward.
This is going to be a fun game to watch. Two teams I'm not very familiar with. Do you know much about them, Dan?
I'm pretty familiar with the Ballarat boys, actually. I played against them quite a few times during my time at Hoss. And, oh, wow, that throw. Leany goes up big.
Almost had it.
What a block. The big man playing in the wing position in that zone gets the turn. Yeah, I played against these Ballarat boys quite a bit, and you know, they're a hell of a lot better than they used to be. You know, I was playing against some of these kids when they were in their early teens. Now they're heading towards their late teens. Different kettle of fish. They've gotten very, very good over the years, and it's great to see. You know, and it's from the work of the experienced players like Aaron Stewart and obviously the coach, Greta Hunt, who has put in countless hours into developing the youth of Ballarat. And we may see it come to fruition here at this tournament.
I think there's such a benefit to learning Frisbee when you're in your teens. It's a different kettle of fish to, you know, your soccers, your netballs, your rugbies. But the benefit you get when you move into your 20s, when a lot of other players are only just learning the sport, they've only just picked it up at uni. You know, you've got this wealth of experience behind you.
Massive head start.
A massive head start, and it really pays. So it's really exciting to see all of these young guns out here today. There's a lot on all of these different fields. There's a lot of players here, a lot of teams as well.
You know, we talk about someone like Tom Boyle, okay, for example, kids 18, 19 years of age, accomplished world-class thrower. When I was 19, right, I'd been playing for 2 years and still couldn't throw forehand. the comparison,
Can you
know,
throw now?
Of course. Wow. Aaron Stewart with a big pull for Ballarat. It's going to blade over, catch an edge. Not too bad at all. Bullseye now on offense and more zone. Hillary, this is another point of zone.
I think it's a good idea to put out zone right now with the wind picking up. Not sure about, it's a bit junky. It's a bit of a loose Cara zone maybe. What do you think this is, Dan?
Looks 3-3-1 to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Cup in front, short deep with two wings and a deep deep. So lateral option is there, and it's just a question of how they're going to break this down.
It's working for them thus far. There are a lot of passes through the handlers, but man defense as well, which is putting on the pressure.
Well, there's the last throw. He's going to air it out. What a play. That's the good stuff there, and Jonathan Jones catching that one. Well, that makes it 3-3 by our count, and we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment, and we'll continue this coverage here in the open pool play.
House party win!
Well, there's the pull, and Ballarat, their offense. You hear the call. Look at Zoni.
I know what's coming out for them.
Oh, Tom Boyle. He's going to air it out. It's up. There's contest. He goes big, does the young man, but can't get it in there. That's Prendergast making the contest. Tom Kinsella gets the block. I like that look, though. Tom Boyle with the disc in hand, airing it out.
That's right. Creating space for his other players.
Well, Bullseye now. We saw some excellent possession from them. Oh, and he's going to put it up.
Cotter with the disc. Big throw. Can he get it down?
Leighton Cotter. Long time WA player. You're experienced and he's caught a bit of an edge there in the breeze, a little bit outside in, and it just took it away from his receiver a little bit. So it'll be Tom Boyle again going back for the Frisbee. And zone looks to be the order of the day, at least thus far for Bullseye.
The key would be to trap them down in this corner right now, put the pressure on them so that they can't get much going through, keep them on this sideline. That's what I'd be doing at least. What about yourself, Dan?
Oh, Tom Boyle.
Oh, that was beautiful. Had really nice shape.
He's just something else at the moment, is Tom Boyle. Prendergast. He's getting caught with a disc. That's a very high throw. Walker brings it down.
Yeah, plenty of time, no defenders around him, but the pressure was building.
Boyle, disc in hand. He wants the high throw. He's going to go around. Good meters to Leaney. Leaney pumps the hammer as well. He breaks with the lefty.
Safe pass back to Boyle.
And there's another break.
Beautiful through, straight through the defenders.
And there's the transition. Graham with the disc. Can't find the reset. Boyle drives, goes up the line. He's in space. Here's Tom Boyle. He's hit his receiver who can't make the play. And Walker is dirty. He is very, very cross with himself there. Oh, and there's a put immediately. That's Dixon airing it out. And it's well read. Kinsella again. We saw him make a block early. And now he's caught a pass. Cotter gets the reset. This is the man you want with the Frisbee in the red zone for Bullseye. And Leaney,
no.
heads up. We've put the mocker on him. Cotter's hurt us from here. And, well, Tom Boyle in power position. There it is. He's going to put it up again. Oh, what a play. Curtis Dixon. And he sent it back the other way. What is happening? I'm losing my brain. They're losing their brain. Everyone's lost their brain.
Brains flying everywhere.
Someone call a timeout.
That was a thrilling point. Not sure it was what they wanted to see.
Greta Hunt, ever the poker player. Not much emotion on her face there. But I think she died a little bit inside. Throw to Kinsella. He's in it early, and that is Bullseye. They score again. Oh, my word. This game is shaping up to be a good one. Well, our score would be accurate if Rex would stop playing with it. Rex, this is why you're expecting a young child. Play with it less. Bullseye with the pull. Bit of a nothing pull. It's going to land about halfway down the field. And it's Ballarat's disc. So I believe they're down the break here, Hillary. After all the craziness, brains flying everywhere. Oh, there he's airing it out. He loves it.
Oh, what a bid.
That is a big man.
And there might be a call on the disc. No call, retracted.
He's a big dude getting a long way horizontal for that. I love the intent. Look at this. He nearly got there too.
He did.
Oh, he did get there. It popped out on contact with the ground. So we're back live. And Bullseye, their offense has been so good thus far. That's Carpenter, who's going to throw it away. Aaron Stewart with a
That
very,
was good field
very,
awareness. Heads up, wasn't he?
yeah, experienced play. Stewart, very long-time veteran. Gets the reset. Looking. There's not really much downfield. Stewart tries to throw through the contact, finds Meehan. Meehan looks for the reset. Does find it. That's Harry. And the play, he just cuts it off, and then immediately the deep throw. Carpenter.
Both teams, they're looking for these deep throws, but they're not really coming off, are they? They get a beautiful turnover, great intercept, heads up, awareness, intercept, you know, very clean, and they just turn it over straight away.
Meehan looks off O'Hagan. Gets the reset. Nothing coming from downfield. See Stewart and Cox, two of the more experienced players. They're both playing as receivers, and there's another huck. Again, it's Cox. Can he track this one down? He can!
Oh!
It gets macked into his hands. Well, close counts and everything, including horseshoes, nuclear warfare, and apparently ultimate frisbee. That makes it 4-all. Cox, he earned that one, that's for sure. I mean, after the layout, big deep
He's already
cut.
on the floor again, just enjoying it.
He's done. He's cooked. Stick a fork in him. He's absolutely toasted. It was a good card, had good position. Nice play by the defender. Can't quite get it done, and yeah, there we go. Brings it in Browns. It is air it out frisbee right now. It has been huck after huck, play after play, athleticism
Makes
on
it
display.
exciting for the viewers because, you know, it's not so clinical, really, is it? It's not clinical play out there, but
Good to watch
it's great to watch. It's great. It's great viewing frisbee. You know, you want to see these big throws, see what's happening, who's going to take it down.
And I'm sure Cox will be having a look at that one tonight. When he gets back to Team of Com. Get on YouTube, watch the game, get around the boys, get around himself a little bit maybe. So Tom Boyle is going to be pulling for Ballarat. Bullseye, they're out there, they're ready. Their offense thus far has been the better of the two, I would say. Ballarat thus far managing to grit it out a little bit, kind of grind and work, and they're still in this game. Nothing has been decided as yet. It's still very early scores, even obviously at 4-4.
Have to say, that was a really good pull because their players got down there in time.
Passes overcooked, gets blocked by O'Hagan, and Wong ends up with the frisbee. Boyle gets the reset. This is the man you want with it if you're a Ballarat supporter. He finds, he looks and he finds O'Hagan. O'Hagan goes with the big forehand across the field. Kinsella though.
Read beautifully. He knew what was happening.
Oh, and instantly there's a deep cut. There's foot blocked.
The foot block!
The little man, he's got size 6 feet. But I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Let's go, Bullseye! Time on!
He's probably in kids' shoes. Phenomenal. I love it. Tom Boyle is actually going to bring this in a long way down the field. His offense is completely caught unawares. Leaney throws flat, very nice.
Moving it very nicely through the field.
Back to the middle of the field, Leaney. He throws very well for a big unit. Getting down low with that low release. Boyle goes inside out through the middle. He bids. It falls. Tim and Wong getting horizontal. It's all happening here. It is all happening, and there's going to be an injury call. Well, if there was a number 12 on our team sheet, I'll tell you who it is. We don't have a number 12. We've got 13. We've got 8, and that's about as close as we get. Wicks, okay. Wicks is the
Dan
injured
Wicks. Angus Wicks, sorry.
man. Angus Wicks. Is the injured man. He'll come off the field, get replaced. It was Meehan stepping on the field to replace him. It's Taryn. Taryn Meehan, of course, ex-Thunder alumni from a million years ago. Long-time player, very good thrower as well. Nice catch there under pressure. And there's Kinsella again. He's been in everything.
Oh. See, what happened just there was the bronze Bullseye player, he stopped. He could see the disc coming and he completely stopped, and his defender just got to run through block. That's not what you want to do.
Oh, and there's a throw into space.
Beautiful throw.
Looks off the continuation, Merritt. Meehan works into the corner and gets a sneaky, cheeky little goal in the corner to make
Shoves
it
in the smallest amount possible, right in the corner.
In the cram hole it goes. So Ballarat trade back. They were down, and now they're up a break.
Anyone's game, isn't it, Dan? Do you have any expectations for what's going to happen?
I feel like it's going to come down to that one play. That one big play. We've seen a lot of athleticism from both sides thus far, but you feel like this game is balanced on a knife edge. And it will be a timeout here. Bullseye lets him take a bit of a break. They'll have a chat, huddle it up, bit of a drink of water, pat each other on the butt, and then get back out there for some more ultimate. We'll be back very shortly as well. Well, that's the timeout over. Big pull. I think that landed in. Hillary, are there any adjustments you think that either team needs to make here as we head towards the end of the first half?
So I think for both teams, throwing it long is great, but you want to wait and make sure that your opponent is there. You want to make sure that you've got a player there ready to catch it. And when nearing the half time, you don't want to be going down just because of those easy turnovers. Both teams are giving away easy turnovers. They're getting excellent blocks, and they're just passing it away. So I would be saying tighten up, think about what you're going to throw.
Oh dear, Higgins, high stall, very high stall. He does get the reset though.
He did well, he was patient, looking for the right pass.
That's Morris with the disc. Goes back over to Dixon. Dixon had a lot to do in a couple of points ago where we saw a big block followed by a big throwaway. That's Alexa underneath, gets the reset. Back to Morris. Morris looking down the field. Looks for Dixon, looks him off. Doesn't throw it. There's the reset back to Morris. Gesturing in. Dixon again, goes up the line, gets this one. Power position, room to throw. No cuts to come though. Morris goes with the circle cut. And there's that short range forehand. Short range forehand is the undoing of so many offenses.
Can be a tricky pass.
Lefty backhand.
I think what I would have done there in that situation is actually transition to a vert stack. Because as you saw, the players weren't moving very much when they're in the end zone. They weren't creating space.
Tom Boyle has thrown this into space, and he's just letting his receiver do the work.
And he gets it!
What a throw. Tom Boyle is lighting it up right now. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go.
Tom Boyle, the man of the hour.
We got a selfie. We got a selfie in the end zone. Ballarat's celebration game is always on point. Always on point. I think that might have been the younger man. Or one of the mans of the Rowan variety, maybe. Tom Boyle. He is something special, is he not?
He certainly is. If I was on the field with him, I'd be wanting to get the disc to him, put it long.
So with that score, that makes it 6-4 now. And Ballarat go up another break, 6-4. Could this be a major turning point in the game? All of a sudden, after Bullseye's offense has looked great up till this point, but it's just been the last couple they've fallen in a heap.
I think they were moving it nicely through their handlers, but the challenge was they didn't have enough cuts coming from their stack, and they were in a horror position, and what they needed to do was transition to a vert once they got to the end zone, just to create that space for people to cut into.
It was actually some sort of field runner, I think, that they were in. And they didn't transition, like you said. There was no, okay, we're in the red zone, let's play red zone. Oh, it was still, they were still trying to run that isolation, horizontal looking thing, and it all came to a stop.
That was a beautiful pass across the field. Oh.
Jones. Jones unfortunately can't connect with Eaton. So the turnover, Tom Boyle picks it up. Uh-oh, there it is. Uh-oh, he says again, receiver is the only person who can catch that one. Tom Boyle is putting on a show right now. That makes it 7-4.
Powerhouse with the disc. Beautiful, steady throw. It was just floating nicely for the offender to get the disc. They had plenty of time to catch it, run onto it. Easy score, wasn't it? Too easy, maybe.
Bullseye need to do something about Tom Boyle, because every single time he's picking up the disc or having a possession, he's throwing an assist. This is not good news for them. They need to throw a wrinkle, put someone in the lane, go straight up.
What would you do?
Put someone in the lane, maybe. Double team him.
Yeah, absolutely. Just shut him down. I would say no bigs on Tom Boyle, nothing.
He's actually playing a lot of points here as well. He's going to stay out there. I think this is Greta, her influence here, potentially looking for a bit of a killer blow. What do you think it does to Bullseye if Ballarat go up the break again here and take half 8-4? What does it do to them?
I think it'll put them in a really tough position when you've got to climb back 4 points at this level as well. It's a really hard slog. It has been done before, but in this position, I would be wanting to convert this point now and closing that gap.
Oh, that is a pull and a half. Is it going to go in? No, it will sail out of bounds. That is a 90-metre throw. So as we wait for the handler to come back, Shout out to Destination Wollongong. Lovely, lovely city it is here, Wollongong. Playing host to us over the weekend. Immaculate fields.
I love these fields. They are so nice. Great to play on. And they can host a tournament of 40 teams, 716 players. Incredible.
Not common, shall we say, that you could find something that, of that size.
Of that capacity. And thank you to Hills Ultimate again for hosting the tournament.
Oh, wow, what a catch. No VIC.
Oh, no.
Nope, there's a foul on the throw. No VIC will get this one back. Looks to be uncontested. So disc coming in on one. Harry on the mark. Up the line is not there. Bennett gets covered well. Dixon gets the reset. Heavy contact from Leaney. Nearly getting that disc. Big bid.
That was a big bid. He got horizontal. That's what we want to see. We want to see those exciting moments.
If you're going to lose, look good while doing it. And Joshua Higgins, oh boy. Oh boy. And he's drawn the matchup against Tom Boyle. So maybe he can get a little bit of that fire and get a block, get Bullseye back on the offensive side of the disc. That's Walker. Prendergast gets covered by the mark. Boyle drives into Higgins and then stuffs an inside out. It's a pretty big throw. Did he bring that in? Is that in? Looks like it's been called out. Every single time, Tom Boyle, end zone.
He's very quick. He got the disc, and within a second, it was out of his hands.
And Joshua Higgins, drawing that big defensive mashup, just saw the inexperience. Tom Boyle, very masterful in that handler position. Oh, big throw down
nice
the field.
Read there.
Bullseye, they're on the doorstep to the red zone, and maybe a steadying point. Walker with the crazy mark. Looks like a underwater duck. You ever seen a duck paddle?
Paddling furiously with their feet. Very calm on top, though.
Yeah.
He didn't look that calm. He was doing all he can to distract.
Bit of a clarification there by Hannah Monty. Possibly one of the best names in Ultimate Frisbee.
And also one of the best players, potentially.
I don't think there's anyone tougher than Hannah. It's Carpenter with the disc, resets to Morris rather. And that's Novosek with the disc, resets. Bullseye. This is some better offense. This possession offense that they ran early, it may be coming back. And you would say that this is probably the way they fight their way back in this game. Get back to what they were doing. Novosek seeing a lot of the disc. And there's Higgins.
That's it.
7-5 is the score. A steadying point for Bullseye.
That was a really nice point. They moved it through very calmly. Lots of players got disc time, but they converted it. Easy passes, short. They're putting the pressure back on. They're closing the gap. They could bring it back.
We go back to it. Lefty backhand to space. Novosek playing 50% offense, getting every second pass, and then that beautiful throw. Higgins setting himself to bid on that one.
Did he spike that, or he just threw it down?
I don't know. Maybe he dropped it. We'll say he spiked it.
I'm a fan of people spiking the disc. Great energy.
Did you have a favourite spike that you pulled out, Hillary?
I think Div 1 Nats. I was playing Factory in Bendigo in 2016. I remember spiking the disc, and I think it was because I got, for the first time, made a really nice connection with one of the handlers, and we both shared that experience. It was beautiful.
Rightio, Ballarat, their O point, their opportunity to take half here.
Cotter with the pull.
Slide sideways, unfortunately go out of bounds. And it'll be O'Hagan to pick this one up. They'll bring it to the brick mark. It'll be horizontal. Boyle actually playing in the wing position out of this horizontal set, not back as one of the handlers. So I dare say this will be an undercut to Boyle to a deep cut to someone else. There's the undercut to Boyle, and there's the deep cut to Stewart. Yes.
It was too easy. That was too easy.
Should I just retire now?
Yeah.
I already have retired. What am I talking about? I mean, that play was predictable, wasn't it?
It was incredibly predictable. Everyone was looking for Boyle. He wanted the disc, and they know it's safe hands. Get the disc to him.
So that should be halftime by our count. So we'll take a quick break, have a bit of a chat, see if we can listen in, and we'll see how we go. We're just coming out of halftime now, and Ballarat taking the half, 8-5. They're going to get an 0 point here, and the opportunity to go up 9-5. Hillary, welcome back.
Thank you, Dan.
Make some quick shout-outs as we see this point get underway. Looks like a bit of a zone look. Hybrid of sorts. Thanks to Anna Haynes, Simon Farrow, and all of the wonderful volunteers and the TOC that have put together this outstanding tournament.
Great intercept.
Sam Dixon. They're getting the block.
That's what they need. Close this gap. Work it in slowly, though.
Yeah, that's Alexa with the disc. Higgins airs it out. Travel is called. Dixon makes up his ground and brings it in. There's
Stack
the
is very deep.
A reset with dominator movement. Dixon goes far side. Morris down the field. Higgins. Higgins has the option of a very long meterage pass. Morris takes contact. And then Leaney calls him out. Steve Baker, of course, game advisor on the far sideline, had a great view of that one. Hannah Monty, head game advisor for the game, heading over there as well. Looks like the discussion will continue. Figure out what happened here. So it'll be contested. It'll head back. I believe that Morris, his argument probably would have been, you bumped me out. And Leaning's argument probably would have been, well, you were out anyway. If I read that one correctly. Higgins goes up the line. That's Carpenter. Carpenter goes inside. Morris again with the gloves. Dixon. Dixon. And then the around.
Beautifully done. Moved it right across to the other side of the field. Moved it through their handlers very nicely. And they got the score.
I don't know where Bullseye have learnt this offense, but it's pretty damn good. It looks effortless, doesn't it?
It does when they use it correctly. But now we've got Ballarat Gold Diggers going down in offense. And the question that's on my mind, and I'm sure it's on your mind, Dan, is how do you beat Tom Boyle?
With a stick. He sleeps.
What's the tactic for...
I actually played the matchup. I did play it many years ago when he was younger and I was younger. And the answer, I think, is actually putting a smaller body onto him.
Why is that?
To stop him getting the disc. I think that if you force him to play downfield as a receiver, you're picking the weaker of his two strengths. He still can probably stretch it down the field, but put a smaller body on him, try and prevent him from ever touching the disc. Someone who is just small, gnarly,
nimble, fast.
Yeah, you think about the kind of the handler defenders in the mould of Chris Warris from Newcastle. Those guys that never ever gave up on defense and played in your face the entire time. That was the way that I had success against Tom. But I mean, that was when he was 15.
Yeah.
So he's a hell of a lot better now. Kinsella's under this. He's been a monster on defense today, has Kinsella. And Bullseye, they're going to get an opportunity here. That's Cotter to Dixon. Dixon looking down the field, resets to Cotter. Dominator movement, doesn't get thrown. The poach is going to get worked off. Dixon pushing it back by Meehan just to maybe prevent a foul. Cotter seeing a lot of the disc for the Bullseye offense. Gets the reset, goes Dominator. Dixon engages, goes up the line as well. Power position. Fakes the hammer. And again, this Bullseye offense all of a sudden is looking like a well-oiled German machine. It is just clicking down the field. Cotter looks off. High score. Yeah. I don't know what that is. It's a scuba.
Backwards scuba, upside down. That was fun. It was quite clinical.
And all of a sudden, you can feel it, can't you? The momentum. 8-7 the score.
These guys they've had a break. They've probably had a chat to their coach, and they've switched on now. They're ready to play, ready to kick into gear. Because now, at this point in the game, you can't lose anything now. You have to just put everything on the line. Every little mistake counts. So it's important to just take it calm and easy, which is what we just saw.
Well, close counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, nuclear warfare, and well, ultimate frisbee as well. That scuba was gross. it double helixes and whatever. Close enough. Close enough.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's pretty, does it? As long as you score the point, right?
Yeah.
Point's a point.
As someone who played in the handler position, if it ended up in someone's hands in the end zone, you didn't really care.
That's right. It may not have come out the way you want, but the same result.
This pool is going to be a rather short pool. It will hold up in the breeze. Stewart. And again, we see this horizontal. But Tom Boyle is on the strong side of the field, so he's not going to catch that. Oh, and that looked awkward. He cramped as he went down. That was a hyperextended knee. It looked very, very awkward, though. That's Bonnell Hoy. So Meehan is going to pick up the disc for his injured compatriot. Bring it in. Graham gets the reset. That's some pretty good coloured hair, does Graham. A dark auburn. Not that bright orange kind of ranger. Boyle with the disc. Lots of space underneath, and he's going to unleash it. And Graham has found his way into the end zone. Tom Boyle. He has a hot hand at the moment. That's 9-7. Ballarat get the long looked for point. And they steady the ship. As we close in the second half and the end of this game, do Bullseye need to get breaks now, or can they wait another point or two?
They have no time. They need to make breaks now. They need to close that gap. Points can run very long, but either team, it's still close. But I definitely see it going in Ballarat's favour, particularly with the strengths of all of the players on their team. But Tom Boyle, every time we see him with the disc in hand, he's throwing it long to the end zone. So no one can just lax off. They have to be heads up, field awareness, where's your player? Because anyone who's running long, you know that there's a disc coming for them. You got to be on them.
Boyle playing a lot of points at the moment. He had one or two off, and now he's back on the field. Hunt clearly feeling that Boyle is a large part of Ballarat's success. Ballarat, of course, they had a big win over one of the Ironbark teams. Down late in the game, managed to haul them in and overcome them to take the victory. Dixon. Underneath. That's Fung. Kinsella back to Fung. Fung pivots, finds Dixon. Bullseye, this offense again looking pretty good. Cotter gets up the line against the speedy Wong. Oh, Morris in the corner. It's all one-way traffic.
Oh, yeah. He's happy, riding his pony.
All one-way traffic. Cram it in the cram hole. One up the line after another. And that makes it 9-8. Oh boy, this game.
What could happen now? This is exciting. This is the type of Frisbee I came here to watch. Close games. You don't know who's going to take it.
Leighton Cotter showing some wheels. Getting up the line on Tipman Wong is probably one of the more squirrely and fast defenders you'll ever meet. At least here at Division 2 for 2018. So everyone on the field at the moment, and they're having a bit of a chat. Bullseye. They seem to have a leadership group structure. No obvious coach out there. On the other hand, Ballarat, they have the well-recognised figure of Greta, possibly one of the highest level coaches in Australia, bar none. And at the moment, her team is in a pretty good spot, aren't they?
I mean, how many points in a row has Bullseye just gotten? Is that 2 or 3?
There was 3 points,
Yeah.
down 8-5.
So they're building it back. So I'd be a little bit nervous if I was Ballarat.
Man. Oh, throw through the middle. Pretty good there to Harry, who goes to Leaney. Leaney working against that. Oh, and he's thrown a hammer to Prendergast.
Good look, though, wasn't it? He saw his fellow teammate and saw there's a lot of gap. There's no defenders around him. I'm just going to throw whatever comes out. And that just happened to be a hammer.
For the first time in what feels like forever, it's not Tom Boyle throwing the assist.
That's right.
Mostly because Tom was on the sideline. Captain of Aussie Thunder, the under-19s team that will be heading to Worlds later this year.
That's right.
Well, there's a missed opportunity for Bullseye. Said they had no time. They missed their opportunity there. And now they're going to have to play offense before they have another opportunity to play D and get that break.
That's right.
Because that's the thing about offense. You can't win the game on offense. You can only lose it. Think about it.
But not for too long.
No, think about it. You can't win the game when you're on offense.
Yeah, but not for too long. Don't think about it for too long.
Moving right along. Again, everyone on the line for Bullseye. Tom Boyle back on the field. He's going to play a bit of defense now.
We're 11, I think. Maybe we have 2 games, whatever.
We've spoken a lot about Boyle and his performance this game. It has been world class. His supporting cast has been very strong as well. Lots of role players, strong people chipping in left, right and centre. And they've built themselves a good position in this game. Dixon to Morris. Morris comes middle of the field. That's Novosek. Finds Cotter, who's been working hard. And oh, he goes inside out. Big throw down the field. That's Landman. Finds Cotter again. Cotter goes underneath. Morris looking for the reset. Well covered by the big man, Leaney. Morris finds it eventually. Cotter, who's starting to break that defender. You can see him lagging behind his Walker. And speaking of lagging is Leaney. That's Morris in the corner. That's 10-9.
That almost looked like a repeat of the previous point, didn't it? Right in the same space. But it
It
works.
was the same cut as well.
It was.
Up the line. Walker and Leaney getting broken there. Just getting run into the ground by the handler combination of Cotter and Morris. See here, Cotter he had 3 or 4 steps there, and then Morris just gets Leaney on the back foot and blows him out of the park. Leaney knew it as well.
Oh, no.
He
Yeah.
stopped running. And
You're always taught when you're at training to cover the down-the-line cuts. You know, they're hard to defend when someone is at pace and running at full pelt. You don't want to be scored on those types of cuts.
You're not that old, okay? You're an 8-year-old.
Bullseye closing in on that gap.
this is their opportunity though, isn't it?
It is.
They're on defense now. If they don't go, if they don't get this break, it just becomes less and less likely.
What do you think they need to do this point, Dan?
Don't let Tom Boyle get the disc, number one.
I think
Do
it's
not let him get the disc.
Yeah, it's the same thing over and over, isn't it? Because you know when Tom Boyle gets the disc, he's going to send it long.
It's not even that he's been throwing so many assists. Like he hasn't been necessarily just hucking it away with little thought on, you know, where is it going. Hagen with the disc. Oh, and a bid! He's got it! He's made an incredible layout, D! This could be what we need for Bullseye. This could be the play. It could be now. And no, it's not going to be now! Cox back in the other direction! What has happened? And Meehan's going to stick it. He's put it deep down the field. Prendergast misreached the shit out of it, and we're back to square one. My word.
Greta Murdoch jumping up and down in frustration.
It was done. It was finished. Greta, they got the disc back, and then all of a sudden it didn't work out. So Bullseye will get this back, work out of the horizontal. That's Eaton with the disc. Comes middle of the field. Eaton gets it back. Rather, that's Carpenter. Goes far side of the field. Jones. Morris. Dixon. Here's the Bullseye offense again. Like a well-oiled German machine.
Oh, no.
Oh, and he gets hand-blocked. O'Hagan with the play. There's plays in both directions. Man, he has a deep cutter. He doesn't throw it. Prendergast works under. Sideways cut, gets cut off. O'Hagan up the line. Has a receiver with a lot of space. He throws a flat one. Prendergast, he can't bring it in. Twice in that corner. Ballarat forcing it a little bit. The nerves maybe at this stage of the game. Deep down the stretch. And Morris, he's going to bring it in for Bullseye. Horizontal is the call and too deep is the call. So they'll bring it in. Eaton works underneath as a bit of a dominator. Can't bring it in and there's a turn. Cox gets himself on the stat sheet. That one was going to result in a turn regardless, I think. Oh, man, fakes the high release. Throw it, son.
Wants to throw it.
Stewart.
Doesn't.
Gets the dump. Ballarat on the end zone line.
Oh, straight through two defenders.
Oh, and you have to feel that that is a missed opportunity for Bullseye. Not one, two offensive possessions.
That's right.
Twice they get in the opposing half of the field. Once they're in the red zone. And a hand block, of all things, is what brings them to a grinding halt.
Look, I don't want to call it because it's anyone's game. But the way that Ballarat has been playing, if they just pump it now, put the foot down, they could take this game out quite easily.
Why would you be a coach in this kind of situation? Poor Greta. No doubt she's told her players what she wants. And
What do you think she's saying?
just calm down. Calm the hell down.
Yeah, true.
11-9, the score. Ballarat up 2 with Bullseye. They're about to go on offense, though. Bring it back to 1. Graham is going to be pulling with that magnificent auburn hair. It's a good colour, isn't it?
Yeah. Beautiful.
We'll pass that off to him. You'll love that. There's a pull. Rather flat. Right about the brick mark. It's going to be horizontal for all Bullseye. And a zone for Ballarat. They're throwing a wrinkle Cotter. And he's going to put it up. Kinsella. Oh, what a grab. My word.
Calling it in. That was amazing.
He has been a monster on defense. And Kinsella is all of a sudden a monster on offense as well. I think we may need to rename him.
What are you thinking?
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Not Kinsella, Godzilla.
Godzilla. Bring it down.
Defensively, 3-4 blocks in the game, and now a huge layout grab. Huge layout grab. We see Cotter. The throw's pretty good.
The throw is massive. You think it's about to go out.
Yep.
Just on the end zone line.
Yep.
That's what they needed. Little boost of confidence. He's probably riding on a high now.
We did say earlier it could be one play.
It could be.
It could be one play, and Kinsella making that catch. That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. He has reeled that in. What a monster.
Let's see what they do now. Tom Boyle is out on the line for
Gotta
Ballarat
play
Gold Diggers.
You cannot let Boyle be off the field now at this stage of the game.
Bullseye know that's their biggest threat. They know. They just don't know how to shut him down.
Well, maybe Leighton Cotter staking his claim for MVP this match.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of him in the last couple of points. Kinsella, obviously, we mentioned him. Wow, it's Bullseye's defense again. Another opportunity. They need a break here at some point. Man with the disc. Wong works underneath. Continuation to Leaney. Leaney goes with a low release. Bit of a nothing throw.
This could be it for Bullseye. They could capitalise on this.
This could be it, indeed. No, there is going to be a call. I think the argument is you were leaning on me, and it's going to be uncontested. That Schinkel. I'm sorry for butchering your name, Josiah. My apologies in advance, my friend. Leaney brings it in. Man, the reset. Man goes to Leaney.
Yes, jumps it in.
That's 12-10 is the score. Bullseye, they don't get it there. And it will be a timeout by the looks of it. No, maybe not.
I think that's a good call. I actually don't like calling a timeout in these situations because you never know what's going to happen, and it could be disadvantageous for yourself, for your team. What do you think, Dan? You one for calling timeouts?
I think when there's momentum on the line and things are shifting, it's a good idea just to try and break the momentum. But at the moment, the game is on a knife edge.
Yeah.
It sits poised perfectly.
That's right.
And it's going to go down to the team that wants it the most, the team that can make the play. We're going to replay the foul. I mean, it didn't look like anything from where I was sitting, and it doesn't look like anything. So Leaney will get that one back in. You see, that it's hard to foul someone who's stepping backwards. It is very, very hard to foul someone who steps backwards when they throw a forehand. So anyway, Tom Boyle, he's going to pull this one. Defense for Ballarat. Bullseye, they're going to have to convert this. If they want to stay in this game, they need to convert this point, and Dixon will be bringing it in for Bullseye. I wonder if Curtis Dixon with the disc is any relation to Sam Dixon. They are. I mean, Curtis, pretty strong beard. Fakes the forehand. He's going to find Cotter. Oh, and he's going to put it up. Kinsella's in the area, but so is Tom Boyle. Tom Boyle makes a big bid, but can't bring it in.
Good pressure from Tom Boyle, though.
There's Alan Landman at the back that actually nearly made the play at the end of the day. I thought it would be Kinsella or Boyle. Landman, though, land sharks around the back and nearly snakes himself a big play. And it's zoned straight away from Bullseye. Boyle has shown himself no real problems with shredding a zone, especially in low wind conditions. He's going to get it again. Boyle.
He's so calm and collected in these moments. You look at him, he's looking at the field and who he's going to throw to.
Dear.
He's looking for space.
What a throw.
He knows he's got those throws, so he's always looking for the best shot.
Big mark landing.
Graham.
Let's work.
Harry gets looked off. Graham gets the reset. He's going to throw it a bigger round. It's going to float. Dixon climbs up there to Gildy. Not the shot. Not the option for Ballarat. And Bullseye, they get a lifeline. Ballarat with an option to put the nail in the coffin. Elect to give it back to Bullseye. Morris breaks inside. Cotter. Resets to Morris. Resets to Cotter. Dominator movement. The receiving core is quite deep down the field. That's Godzilla with the disc. Goes to Cotter. Morris. Dixon. These handlers showing themselves to be very, very reliable. There's nothing downfield, however, and that is an issue. Fong gets looked off. Dixon gets the reset. Novacek near side doesn't get the frisbee. Cotter does after a cut off the front of the stack, if there was a stack. Dixon with the jerk and the herc. Fong.
What's happening here is Bullseye, they're not cutting quickly enough. So they're actually only cutting when a player catches or is looking up for a cutter, which is actually already too late. You need to be cutting when in anticipation for someone to catch the disc and looking for that next pass. And they're not doing that, which is why they can't get it downfield so easily, which is why they're moving through their handlers.
Oh, Morris at the fingertips. And there's a pick on Leighton Cotter. Just getting hung up there a little bit, just Prendergast on Harry and Fong, who were heading in the opposite direction across the field. And the finely tuned Bullseye offense that has at times looked like a BMW M5 cruising down the Autobahn, and at times has looked like a busted down, clapped out Toyota Corolla. It breaks down every 100 meters, as I was saying.
Oh, there you go, the Toyota Corolla. It's coming out, revving its engine.
It's like this Bullseye offense has two faces.
I loved that pass from Boyle.
It's a big, ballsy throw. All it takes is one defender to be paying attention there, and that gets blocked. Boyle with the disc, but nothing downfield. That's time cap. And that's Bonnell Hoy underneath it. Morris.
Yeah!
Morris! Morris! How has he made that play? He had no idea where the disc was.
He couldn't see it.
He had no idea.
Intuition, he just knew. He could feel it.
Oh,
He
my
wanted
word.
it. Here we go.
Fong down the line, and there's a play. Curtis
right
Dixon.
hands!
Dixon.
Everyone's fighting for it now. Everyone wants it. Up the intensity.
And with time cap having been blown, Landman looks for the reset. Dixon gets it. Looks to Cotter. Cotter drives up the line. He's been strong all day, has Cotter, and he unleashes a hammer. Boyle misreads it. He's misread it. And Bullseye, they get the point that they needed to make it 11-12.
It's game to 13.
Game to 13.
Let's go, Ballarat.
Game to 13. My dear
word.
giddy aunt.
That was exciting. What are we going to see next? The question is, what is Bullseye going to pull out now? They're going out in defense.
See the grab by Curtis on the near sideline after the Morris D. Yeah, that's close. There is going to be a timeout call. So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab a drink of water, and we'll be back with the conclusion of this awesome Opens pool play. Huddles are breaking. The two teams taking the line. Well, it's all to play for. This is to potentially settle a very crucial placing in this pool. Top seed in the pool, of course, goes straight through to quarters. Much easier run if you don't take that top seed. 2 and 3 in the pool, they have to fight through pre-quarters and a whole heap of ugliness, where you'll be fighting against teams just as hungry as you are. So this is to potentially decide your own fate. And well, who wants it more, Hillary, do you think? who wants it?
Can that question ever be, you know, one or the other side? I think both teams we just saw in that previous point, they're hungry for the disc and they want to take this.
Oh, Leany. He nods and he airs it out. This could be it. It could be it. Oh, and it's not it. It's not it at all. Bullseye.
This is an interesting turn.
But what are we going to see? Are we going to see the clapped out Toyota Corolla offense or the BMW M5?
Oh, great hands. He got up high.
That's Higgins. Higgins still. High stall. Morris gets the reset. Dixon. Morris. The cuts are not there from down the field.
That's right.
Alexa airs it out.
Good read.
And there's a pick. I don't think that affected the play. It should really stay where the disc is, I believe. Looks like it will get sent back. I'm not sure about that one. We'll see what it looks like on the replay. Alexa will have the frisbee. Players just making up their ground. Radu, Alexa, he's going to air it out. There's a lot of players down there. They rise. He's brought it down. He's done it. And it's universe point. It's a game to 13.
Anyone could win it now.
Oh, my dear. The BMW in the dying
BMW
moments.
is back.
The BMW is back indeed. But is the Corolla going to make an appearance yet? Who knows?
No.
Oh, my word. It is. At some stage, this game is going to get decided by the slimmest of margins. We've known that from the start, and it's going to be reflected on the scoreboard as well. What a pack grab. At the end of the day, there was only, you see.
I love the look.
He nods. He gives the nod.
Yep.
He
It's
says,
great.
Yeah, let's test
do it.
We see here there's only one Ballarat defender. 2 Bullseye receivers go up, and he loves it.
Yeah, and they did a good job of boxing out the defenders as well, which is key. Making sure that they can't actually get into the play. Making it harder for them to get the disc. They would have had to jump really high and actually probably over the players if they were to get that grab.
Well, here it is. Universe point, and this is what you train for. This is why you come to tournaments. It's for these moments, and it's for these moments that legends are created and stories written. Will it be a story of joy or heartbreak for Ballarat? Tom Boyle goes fast. What a throw. Prendergast goes to Meehan. Meehan, Prendergast. Boyle. You have to say he's in scoring range now, is Tom Boyle. He fakes the and throws to nothing.
Oh no! Miscommunication. What happened there, Dan?
Tom Boyle has just thrown away the game for Ballarat Gold Diggers. That's what's just happened.
That's a big call.
Jack Morris is going to look for Curtis. They go with the dumping break. Oh, awkward there. Novosek.
Calls a travel.
Bit of a nothing call by Tom Boyle, I think. He's going to be dirty on himself at throwaway. His game thus far has been magical.
I think he's trying to slow down the game, get his team in gear.
It's almost like he's had the hand of Midas. Everything he's touched and thrown has turned to gold. Until that last throw, where it all fell in a heap. Morris with that breaking dump again. Dixon to Cotter. Cotter looks for Morris, doesn't find it. Again, that breaking dump. They can't find it. Dixon, Morris. These names, we've been saying them all afternoon. And there's a throw into not much space. Cotter beats Leaney up the line. Morris in the corner.
Oh!
They've done it. They have beaten them in Universe Point. I cannot believe it.
In the same play that they won 2 other points in, down the line cut from the handler. Could you believe it?
Heartbreak. Heartbreak for Ballarat.
Oh.
Tom Boyle, he had done everything right. And then that crucial throwaway. The crucial turn that gives...
It was pinnacle, wasn't it?
It gives the Bullseye offense, the BMW.
He can't believe it. Look at him. He's standing there. Doesn't know what's happened.
I mean, can you blame him? He had carried his team so far in that game. But it was the Bullseye handlers and the Bullseye offense. The BMW gets the job done. I'm done. That is a game. That is possibly the game of the day.
I agree. That was incredibly exciting.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back with more action very shortly. We look forward to seeing you then.
TV.